Welcome to hour number 3 on this Tuesday, live right here on the early line. And on this Tuesday, it's a big day of soccer. Internationally, that's football. Semifinal action starts on this Tuesday afternoon at the European Championships, followed by semifinal action at Copa America for a nightcap. So let's not bury the lead. To start off this third and final hour, Mike DeCourcy from Sporting News is here to get you ready for both of the matches today and what remains in both of the international championships in these summer months of soccer. Mike, we appreciate the time. Thank you for being here on this Tuesday on the early line.
Oh, happy to join you, Ben.
So let's go around what we have seen so far in the UEFA Euro bracket here in 2024. Mike, we have reached a point with 4 international and European powerhouses still left standing in the European Championships. Spain, France, they face off in the first semifinal today. England and the Netherlands in the second semifinal. That will be tomorrow, Wednesday afternoon. What have you made so far of the Euros and how we have reached this point of 4 in the semifinals?
I got to be honest, it's been disappointing. The soccer has not been brilliant to watch. There have been moments like Jude Bellingham's bicycle kick to tie England in the round of 16 and force extra time. So there have been moments, but it's been fairly dull through most of the tournament. Not enough goals, not enough action, too much defense. I think we've seen a lot of caution in the Euros, and it's not been great to watch. Every time we see, though, a chance like a Spain-France, and we know the level of talents that's going to be on display, then we get excited about the possibility that, okay, this will be the game. So hopefully the semifinals with 4 great nations with great histories and great talent, hopefully they'll deliver on a higher level than the early rounds have.
Before we get into here, Mike, the games themselves, Spain, France, followed by Netherlands, England tomorrow. If we look at those 4 teams that are left, who has been in the best form in your eyes so far throughout this tournament?
I think it's been Spain. They've been the most consistent team. To be able to take an injury like they did to Pedri in the quarterfinals and really bounce back even stronger has shown how consistent they've been. They had to be elite to beat Germany playing at home, and they were. So they've been the best team to this point, and I think that's why you see a lot of that reflected in the action and the odds. France has been there's been a lot of talk about England's poor form, and rightfully so, but France has been even poorer and probably from a higher level. France is a team that's considered to have the best talent in the world, and they've been even poorer than England, which is saying something.
France has drawn comparisons to football that we know here stateside in the college ranks. That would be the Iowa Hawkeyes. Not a lot of offense, and yet success reaching the semifinal round. It really hasn't been a ton of open play, 90-minute goals throughout regulation, Mike, which brings us to our first semifinal on this Tuesday. Spain in France. The Spaniards are the favorites to win the European Championship at this moment, and the ever-so-slight favorites to advance to that final match. Minus 120, France on the other side, not all that far behind at minus 102. There are also the 90-minute money lines. That's just in regulation. Doesn't account for extra time or, of course, penalty shootouts. Mike, in your estimation, how do the Spanish and the French match up on this Tuesday afternoon at the semifinals?
Well, I think that one of the things that Spain will find is that this is the most difficult defense they'll have encountered. While France has not been exciting, they have been really difficult to penetrate. They have been really difficult to even generate chances against. And Spain was very they were opportunistic against Germany. They were not great. That was probably their weakest performance to date, but they were very opportunistic in that game. The question is, how do they create if they don't get those opportunities? And that's why I kind of lean France a little bit here. At least whether or not they can do it in 90, I don't know. But I kind of lean France. If you give them 120 minutes, I think they're going to find a goal. And I'm not totally convinced that Spain is going to do that. So I do think that France's defense has been phenomenal, and I'm not sure about the keeping there. It's not what it was in 2018, but they've still been really difficult to score against and even generate chances.
Mike, the outright odds here at the FanDuel Sportsbook to win this tournament: Spain at a plus 180 price, England at plus 260, France at plus 270, and the Netherlands at plus 500. Is it Spain in your eyes right now with the leader in the clubhouse at the plus 180, or anybody else down the board that you might be looking at here?
Well, if I were going to put a nickel on this, I'd go Netherlands, because they're giving you phenomenal odds for a really good team. Netherlands has been a little bit sloppy, or at least sloppier than the others that are left. They've allowed goals to happen that probably shouldn't, but they've been a team that's been dynamic. They've been a team that's been able, especially Cody Gakpo coming in from the left side, has really opened up defenses. So when I'm playing or looking at those kinds of futures type odds, I kind of want value for that. I'm not going to put a lot of money on a team that's not going to reward me that much, especially when you look at a team like Spain, France, Germany, or England. All three of them are very similar in odds and very similar in chance to win it. They're all great teams. If they're going to give me that kind of value on the Netherlands, I don't know that I'd go big, but I think that it would be hard to resist the possibility that they could do this, because I certainly think they're good enough.
The English a slight favorite over the Dutch tomorrow to advance at least to the Euro final, and maybe for the first time in a long time have it all come home at minus 134. Now, Mike, we go to the nightcaps that we have on semifinal Tuesday. That's in a different tournament, sure, but in Copa America. It is Argentina, the reigning World Cup champs, taking on the plucky underdogs, it would see, in the Canadians. Minus 750. For Messi in Argentina to advance to the Copa America final. Canada with that large plus money price at plus 420. David versus Goliath. Mike, that is what we are labeling this matchup between the Argentines and the Canadians. Is there any chance for our friendly neighbors from the Great White North to knock off Leo Messi and Argentina?
There's always a chance. But one of the interesting elements of this Copa America is how harsh the officiating has been on the North American teams. There are charts that will show you that for every four yellow cards, for every four fouls committed by a North American team, they'll get a yellow card, where it's like for every 20 for a South American team. So it's another element that Canada has to go against. I don't like their chances here. They have not been prolific at all in regulation time. They've not been able to score. I don't see it happening against Argentina, and I do believe that Argentina is about ready to get it together. When you're the World Cup champion and you enter a tournament, although it's a very prestigious tournament and one that has great value in South America, it's still the world. You've still just won the World Cup, and I don't think you've seen the best of Argentina, and I don't think that that they needed to. Now I think you'll start to see it. Even though Canada's not an elite opponent, I think you'll see a serious performance from Argentina, and then we'll see the real Argentina in the final.
Argentina, as it is reflected in those odds, agreeing with Mike DeCourcy, minus 135 to win the Copa America title. Uruguay in front of Colombia in the outright odds, and yet Colombia an ever so slight favorite in the second semifinal that comes tomorrow night on a Wednesday evening. Mike DeCourcy from Sporting News joining us here on this Tuesday on the early line. Mike, we appreciate the breakdowns in both the Euros and Copa America. Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks, Ben.